work, you are presenting some bridges between scientific research and spiritual practice, and actually the Spanish version of your book have been published very recently by Editorial Kairos. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. And you are a pioneer on building bridges between science and spirituality. And I remember now those videos of you, David Bohm and Krishnamurti, for example, back to the 80s, I think. So,
yes.
Yeah. So it is clear that you have been doing this kind of dialogue your whole career. So what is new in this book?
What's new in this book is the fact that scientists for the last 10, 20, maybe 30 years in some cases have actually been studying spiritual practices. Before, there was a kind of separation between science and spirituality. Science was about facts and about nature, and many scientists, materialists especially, thought spirituality was just some kind of vague, subjective fantasy world that some people indulged in that was of no interest whatever scientifically. What's emerged through these scientific studies is that spiritual practices have measurable effects. If you meditate, there are measurable effects on the way your brain is acting, which parts of the brain are active. There's measurable effects on your blood pressure, your stress hormone levels. There are measurable effects on your sleeping better and on well-being. There are statistically measurable effects on the fact that people who meditate are less prone to depression and substance abuse than those who do. There are measurable effects on health and well-being of meditation and many other spiritual practices. So what's happening now is through a convergence of science and the study of spiritual practices, a scientific light is being shed on what's actually happening during these practices. For example, another one I discuss in my book, singing and chanting. When you're singing, there are physical resonances in the body which you can feel and measure. When you're singing with other people, you're resonating together. You're literally coming into harmony with each other. And you're in rhythm together because you're breathing at the same time. And the physiology becomes more synchronized. This creates a feeling of connection and group bonding, which has been used in all cultures, all traditions, and all religions throughout all human history. In fact, some people think that humans were singing before they were talking, that our ancestors sang first and talked later. And singing is a group activity and plays a major role as a spiritual practice. This has measurable effects that scientists can measure. It also has subjective effects that we can experience. And these are not separate realms anymore. These come together. The spiritual experience and the measurable effects are not in contradiction with each other. They're two ways of understanding and looking at the same thing.